Hello, friends. Welcome back to Trending. We are finally back after a 3-week hiatus. Summertime, we both were traveling. Thanks for being patient. I actually heard from a bunch of people. I was like, hey, where's Trending? We miss it. Where are you guys? So that was kind of nice. Yeah, we're back, finally.
I guess when you're gone, you know how much you missed?
Yes.
Or not?
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, so they say.
Okay, yes.
So,
insert idiom here.
Yes. There's probably an 80s ballad about that somewhere. But we're finally back. Today is August 17th. It's about 10 o'clock as we're recording this morning. So, morning, Joe.
Morning. How's it going?
Good. There's a lot going on around here.
Oh, yeah?
It's a busy season, but we're good. We're good.
All right.
So, since we've been gone for so long, I thought we could do something, kind of different, kind of the normal shtick. A lot has happened the past 3 weeks. And so I grabbed two news stories that I think we can kind of talk about and maybe compare and contrast a little bit.
Okay.
So two of the people that continue to be in the news just about every day are friends Elon Musk and Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
We're best friends with both of them.
Yep.
Hello, friends. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
But so obviously the Taylor's Eras tour is blowing up. Your daughter Avery got to go see her in LA, right?
She did, and she loved it, and she keeps on talking about it, and we were so thankful that she could go. My sister Lindsay really came through. It was awesome.
Very cool.
Yes.
And the longer the tour goes, there's kind of some news stories pop up about different things that are happening. So we'll talk about that in just a second. And then, of course, friend of the show, Elon Musk, continues to be in the news. Twitter keeps, I guess it's called X now.
Yeah,
I guess
the artist formerly known as Twitter.
I think no one really knows how to talk about it because the name has changed apparently, and no one really knows what's happening.
Which might be the genius behind it all.
I guess maybe so. We're talking about it. It's generating buzz. But then there's also this thing about him and Zuckerberg apparently getting in some kind of cage fight. And is it going to happen or not? And who's going to win? And does this need to happen? There's just a lot of crazy things. So let me toss a couple of things about Taylor out, and then we'll just kind of talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
One of my favorite things that I've seen about this, well, first of all, an interesting fact, people are saying that as much as $5 billion is being plugged into the U.S. economy because of the Eras tour.
It's wild.
Ticket prices, I think, are usually around somewhere $200-ish, between $200 and $300. But then people, when you factor in travel costs and hotels and restaurants, of course, everyone's getting fancy clothes, doing that whole thing. They're doing the whole bracelets thing, which maybe we can talk about if people haven't heard about the bracelets thing. So first of all, it's generating so much money, not only for Taylor Swift herself, but for the economy. There's been some stories going around that Taylor gave all the truck drivers that involved with her tour, I think $10,000 raise, maybe it's $100,000 raises. I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Huge raises for everyone involved with driving trucks. A new thing that she hasn't advertised, but it's been picked up, that every city she goes to, she's making big donations to the local food shelters. So it just seems like she's doing a lot of really good things with the attention, with the money that's being drawn in, and a lot of people are benefiting from it. Plus, it's just fun. The bracelet. You want to talk about the bracelet thing if people haven't heard about that?
Sure. I mean, what's happening is a lot of the fans that go to these concerts, they are making bracelets that are Taylor themed, and then they try to exchange them. So there's a couple of funny stories, a company that are associated with it, where Travis Kelce, the tight end of the Chiefs, he tried to put his number on a bracelet to give to her. So
yeah.
Anyways, we could leave that to the side.
Yeah.
But that's kind of on brand.
Didn't work very well for him, I don't think. But yeah,
it's on brand. But so my sister is a PhD student at USC, and she made a bracelet called, in the word mercurial.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, but I guess in one of Taylor's songs she uses that word.
Okay.
And
nice.
it's kind of a running joke of, we don't need a dictionary to listen to your songs now, do we?
Yeah.
But anyways, as a author, a lit major, PhD student, it's kind of like on brand for her. So what's cool about it is you get to put your own little personality into the experience of the Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
And plus there's like this camaraderie. Like we get to
Yeah.
exchange things with one another to share the experience together. So it's kind of a cool little trope for their concerts.
It seemed, whatever the reporting I've seen or the things I've seen on social, like it just seems like a very joyful experience. Yeah. Everyone's just stoked to be there, even though they spend a lot of money. It's like, the bracelet exchange thing, and it's just a fun thing.
Yeah.
And again, kind of comparing that to Elon, where it seems to be making changes that are maybe not necessary. I don't know why he's making some of these changes. Some of the Tesla stuff isn't going so great right now. He's just in a very interesting spot. Again, the Zuckerberg stuff. So to me, it's just kind of interesting. We have these two different figures where one seems to be being extremely generous, bringing a lot of joy and fun to the world, and Elon's doing Elon. We're not really sure what's going on.
Right.
Do you have that kind of similar takeaways, or what? As you've seen these two things develop, what's kind of top of your mind?
Sure. I mean, like if we were to zoom out and see both these figures in total, like their whole careers and stuff, There would be things that people wouldn't care for Taylor Swift too. Like they would think of some of the cattiness and some of the dating stuff from the past that they would take exception to. And then there's some things that maybe aren't so popular that Elon Musk has done to help people.
Sure.
And so people could probably fight back and forth on whether, Taylor's getting too big of a good reputation below up here, and if people are being too harsh on Elon Musk. But I think, just deep down, these folks have a platform, they've built it, and I tell you what, when you build a platform, people are expecting you to do something, to bring something to the table.
Yeah.
I think the world craves two extremes. I think the world craves extreme good to come from platform people.
Yeah.
And I think there's a subset of our society that cannot wait for the meanies to come out to build a platform and to be mean, to dunk on people, to be critical, so they could cheer that on as well.
Yep, watch it burn.
Yeah, and I think anyone who's got any sort of platform, they need to probably just search their heart and say, okay, how am I going to use this now?
Yeah.
And who's it for? Is it for me? Is it for the common good? Is it for the less fortunate? And so, I don't know, I think for Musk in particular, he's an entrepreneur, and I think we should expect that he's going to rise and fall a little bit. Like, entrepreneurism is not up and to the right all the time. Like, it's kind of extreme swings.
Yeah.
So maybe we're just catching him on the downward swing.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to remain influential. It'll be interesting to see what he does from here. It sounds like he did a poll to see if the Twitter community wanted somebody else to run Twitter, and he lost that poll. So I think he's hired somebody else to run it.
Okay.
So maybe it starts to do a little bit better with somebody else in charge. Who knows what he'll want to put his hands to next?
Yeah.
Maybe he will do something different. He's done some things along the way. Like, didn't he put Wi-Fi over the country of Ukraine? So no matter what happened with Russia and Ukraine, there'll still be a way to get the word out about what's going on in Ukraine. So, he's a mixed bag, probably like all of us.
Yeah.
We get to see kind of his dark lines and bright spots a little brighter than maybe other people. So, and I think this is worth noting.
I'm glad you brought that up because, right now it's kind of like Taylor's good, Elon's bad. But you're totally right that they have swapped before. Yeah. Taylor has had her moments where she was on the other side. And, the Elon bringing internet to Ukraine. I listened to a podcast, you may have listened to it also, that I think this is true, that Elon owns half of the satellites in space. Yeah. Because he's trying to do this internet Starlink company so he's going to be very influential for a very long time. Yeah. And so I think it's smart to not judge people just on what's happening in the moment, but take it a wider view. And
I think this MMA match between he and Zuck could be a good thing. It could be kind of like a catharsis moment because I think both of them have made handsome sums of money. They have an outsized influence because of they just were poised at the right time to bring the right product to the world. Yeah. And because of that, they may be deemed like these untouchable people. I just think what we've seen through the story of unfolding of human history, that those in the untouchable, shelf of life, it's good for them to be humanized a little bit. So to see these two guys, ugly boxing for a few rounds, looking rather frail and quite human, I think it might be a good thing for their image and for the good of the world. We can't idolize these people, but neither should we dunk on them because they are popular and wealthy, which is a popular trope that we do as well. But I think it'd be a good thing just to humanize them a little bit. So I'm here for it. I'll buy the pay-per-view. I'll invite you over.
Okay. That'd be very interesting. I kind of like it if they decide to do it and then they just kind of jest with each other. Like, it's just a fun. Yeah. That'd be kind of a fun thing to do too, I think.
Yeah, but it seems to be kind of a serious thing.
I think it is. At least on Zuckerberg's side.
I wonder if those guys ever got into a fight in school. They don't seem like they were the.
I can't imagine they did, but
they don't fight in the middle of the hallway type guys.
I don't think so.
So maybe they're wanting to live like a childhood dream of getting to a scrap.
Just pent up energy for decades.
Yeah,
ready to scrap.
I wonder what a therapist out there in Twitterverse or
Xverse,
the Xverse, Trendingville. If you want to comment on that, that would be great.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, kind of last question as we wrap up here, Joe.
Yeah.
Again, we've had similar conversations before, but you and me, everyone watching, we're never going to be Taylor Swift or Elon Musk, right? But can we try to pull some kind of lesson or principle out? So whatever platform we do have, we're not going to have people paying a ton of money to meet us and exchanging bracelets. That's not going to be us.
And you never know. You never know, Matt.
Well, I'm not projecting that on either of us or anybody else watching. And we're probably never going to own half the satellites in space, if that's true, or whatever. Well, but I'm just saying, for for you and me and for everyone watching, what can we learn from these two people that are kind of having these moments? Like, what are some applications that you see?
Yeah, I think Paul says to a group of Christians in the church of Ephesus to make the most of every opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think that the Christianity it's got an interesting paradox. On the one hand, we're all equal before God. Mm-hmm. We're all rescued by the same way.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we're giving different measure of faith. I mean, that's what Romans 12 says. And there's a neat image in the original language there about think about a yardstick, which is like the whole body of Christ. Where Matt, you might have an inch, and I might have like 3/4 of an inch, but it all kind of adds up to the full measure of the whole body of Christ. But we don't have it equal amounts.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
but we do have enough gifts to, broadcast Christ into the world. And so I would just say, these folks have worked very hard to build an opportunity to shape the world. Okay, they're making the most of their opportunity as they see fit. I think it's for you and I the same way. It could be simply we are going to make the most of every opportunity in our families. Okay, and that's a worthy cause. Maybe it's we have been roped into being on the board of directors of a outfit for our kids' league. Their soccer league that they're in. I think we should internalize and say, how can I make the most of this opportunity? Yeah. I'm a greeter at church, and man, we got a busy passing period, before the 9:30 service. How can I make the most of every opportunity? Yes, I should probably touch base with my friends, the usual suspects. And can I put myself in the shoes of a person who's brand new? Yeah. They probably took 3 or 4 weeks to work up the courage to come to a new church, knowing that they're going to be new. Yeah. And people might look by them. Can I make the most of this opportunity by genuinely trying to ask about their story? Yeah. Figuring out if there's a way that I can connect with them and give them a more pleasant experience. I just think we can internalize that a dozen times a day. Yep. And I think it still matters in the economy of God. And so I think that's what I would take away from these stories.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah. Maybe we should make it a thing where you have to bring a bracelet to Ridgepoint on Sundays and you exchange it with somebody. I'm not much of a crafty person, but
what if we did it with shoes? You know what I mean? You wore a pair of shoes.
And it was a size 11.
Yeah. By the end, you just switched and we had the bowling alley with the sanitizing spray. We sanitize everybody's shoes. But then we walk out of here with big smash shoes. That could be kind of a cool little deal. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. How about we should pitch it to these people. If you have an idea of how either in our individual lives or as a church we could do this kind of thing more, I'd love to hear what people are thinking about.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that'd be great.
So how a physical display that we are connected. I think could be kind of a cool thing.
How can we collectively add $5 billion to the U.S. economy?
Organized crime.
Yeah. Nice.
Just kidding.
Yes, just kidding. I don't know. We should probably begin to wrap things up here. Yep. As we wrap up, there's a lot happening at Ridgepoint. The 27th is coming up, a huge day. So if you haven't been in a while, this is a great chance for you to kind of get re-engaged. All of our classes and groups are starting back up. So
that'll be on the 10th. So the 27th is our dedication Sunday. It's also an open house Sunday where you get to tour the new building. So many people are getting turned around in our building now because they're losing their frame of reference. So bring a compass.
It's big.
Yeah. And walk around the building, check it out. There's some really neat new parts of our building, some renovated spaces that look sharp. We encourage you to come check that out. And then to be here for all 3 services, at the very end, there's a dedication moment. It's hard to dedicate spaces so far away from the worship center to get all these. So we're just going to do it in the worship center. But it's a way to say, God, we're so thankful, and we intend on using these spaces for the greater good of the kingdom. Yeah. And so it'd be a neat moment in the life of our church. And then open houses on the 3rd, that Labor Day weekend, same type of thing. You go look at new spaces. And then on the 10th is where everybody's in their new spots. Adult Sunday school classes are back. Yep. And it'll feel more normal than what it's been for the past 13 months during this construction season. So we're coming close to the end. It's been a wonderful time. We've all grown. It's going to be a good future ahead.
Definitely. So this Sunday is kind of what's been normal for the past several months. But then, 27th, 3rd, and 10th are the big days coming up. So, hope to see you then, and we'll be back here again next. But we're going to try to get back into normal routine. Thanks for being patient as we had a weird summer schedule here. Grateful to be back. Grateful to have you with us. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.